What's up, space fans? You know we had to go all out for this one. For this video, we've upscaled and stabilized some vintage NASA footage to a crisp 4K 60 FPS for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, it looks that good. All to commemorate an anniversary that may have flown under the radar for some of you. I'm talking about Apollo 12, the oft-forgotten follow-up to the famous Apollo 11 moon landing that actually proved to be way more intense and edge-of-your-seat crazy than people give it credit for. Like, ridiculously crazy when you hear the full story. Just imagine the scene, okay? It's November 1969, and this ginormous 363-foot Saturn V rocket emblazoned with the stars and stripes is just sitting on the launch pad, right? Aboard are astronauts Pete Conrad, Dick Gordon, and Alan Bean, three regular dudes with families back home, just trying to be the next crew to pull off the utterly insane feat of landing on the freaking moon, you know what I mean? So, they ignite those engines and rocket into space, but almost right off the bat, boom, the whole ship gets zapped not once, but twice by lightning bolts. I mean, can you even imagine how terrifying that must have been? Having your spacecraft struck by lightning on the way to space is like the worst possible omen, you feel me? But get this, these dudes, they just shake it off like total bosses. Systems reboot, no big deal. They just keep on trucking toward their target destination. And it wasn't just any old spot on the moon. Oh no. They were aiming for this completely gnarly region nicknamed the Ocean of Storms. Not exactly the nice, flat, gently sloping space beach that Neil and Buzz got for their historic mission, you dig? Nah. We're talking about Conrad and Bean deliberately landing in one of the most treacherous, meteor-battered areas on the whole dang moon. Craters and jagged ridges jutting up all over the place, like the alien landscape wanted to just swallow them whole, you know? But against all odds, they execute history's first pinpoint precision landing, setting down just 450 feet away from their mark. I mean, talk about entering the friggin' danger zone. Now, at this point, you'd think the crazy couldn't get any crazier for these guys, right? But oh, no, my friends. Once these brave souls take those first steps on the lunar soil, that's when the real explosive fireworks start going off in ways that nobody could have predicted, I'm telling you. See, they had this hot new color TV camera primed and ready to beam back insanely crisp, vibrant footage no astronaut mission had ever captured before up on the moon's surface. Except in one utterly catastrophic move, silly Alan Bean accidentally points the high-tech camera straight at the blindingly bright sun, frying the imaging sensor to a crisp, just like that. Can you imagine? NASA had been hyping this as the first color TV spectacular from the moon, ready to grip the nation with stunning live visuals, but nope. In an instant, it all imploded before their eyes in spectacular fashion. No more live video coming back. The public's interest started waning faster than Conrad and Bean could react. I mean, oof, what a brutal, momentum-killing gut punch that must have been for NASA. Am I right? Or am I right? But hey, at least the champs got to hang with a robot buddy for a bit up there. They snagged some souvenirs off an old NASA probe that had landed a couple years before as mementos. Little reminders that they had boldly gone where no automaton explorer had gone before on that ancient, desolate surface. That's pretty cool when you think about it. Then, because this mission just could not catch a single break at all, their re-entry back into Earth's atmosphere ended up knocking poor Alan Bean unconscious when a loose camera just clocked him straight in the noggin out of nowhere. The dude had to get stitches and everything afterwards to close the wound. I mean, talk about adding insult to injury after everything else, you know what I'm saying? So, while Apollo 12 definitely lived in the shadows of its predecessor's historic glory for obvious reasons, you've got to admit the sheer audacity and relentless malaise of near-catastrophe plaguing this voyage makes it a low-key unsung hero of an achievement, doesn't it? Just an utterly edge-of-your-seat psychological thrill ride across the final frontier that helped pave the way for all the space awesomeness that came after. These astronauts personified the absolute best of human tenacity and perseverance in the face of the extreme unknown, you dig? Doing whatever it took to keep conquering new frontiers despite every possible warning signal telling them to just cut their losses and head back home to Earth. That's the right stuff right there. That's why we've got to keep giving Apollo 12 props as a monumental, against all odds, triumph in its own right. Pioneering new chapters in space history through sheer force of will and remarkably good luck at every turn. A bond forged in the cosmic fire that all great explorers of the unknown got to share. Am I right or am I right? All right, enough rambling from me. Be sure to subscribe to the Space Facts channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more upscaled, enhanced, vintage footage and insider stories from the space race and beyond. We'll keep flying you to the outer limits of exploration knowledge you've been craving. Until next time, this is Tom signing off for Space Facts.